What's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot and thank you guys for joining us today. And today we're going to be talking about the Smith & Wesson M&P or M2.0 that was recently trademarked. Welcome to the channel, guys, and this is something I was hoping to see release some kind of news on this. I talked about this earlier this year that I had heard that there was a second generation M&P coming, and we finally have a little bit more information to go off of that I wanted to share with you guys. And of course I want to hear what you guys have to say after the video. Anything you would like to see in this hopefully new M&P second generation M&P. So let us know what you think down below and any changes you would like to see. I was over at the Firearm blog and their Facebook channel. They're always posting useful information and up-to-date stuff. And they had recently released the M2.0, or what they have heard so far. So Smith & Wesson has actually trademarked that particular phrase, M2.0. So it really opens up some speculation for a second generation M&P. Now, we don't have any pictures or anything like that to show you, but I'm going to tell you what I would personally like to see. Of course, I want to hear what you guys think, and just some changes to the platform that I would really think would make a huge difference to an already very, very nice gun. Now, talking to you guys and a lot of people online and people at the gun stores and things like that, it seems that M&P, Smith & Wesson, has really taken a huge chunk out of the Glock market. There's a lot of polymer frame, striker fired pistols on the market now, but M&P and Glock seem to be arch enemies and seem to have most of the control over the market, at least from what I see anyways. So one thing that I would definitely like to see Smith & Wesson do right off the bat is the trigger. Apex has pretty much made a name for themselves off of the M&P line. So many people replace the trigger, and one of the downfalls is you have this split hinge design, so it kind of flattens out as you pull it. The brake is decent, I think. The reset has gotten a heck of a lot better, but it's just not on par with other, polymer frame striker fire pistols out there. It just never has been. So I think the trigger would definitely be the first upgrade I would personally like to see. Now, in that same article, I read something about them, having some extended magazine options. I think that would be huge and very, very cool. Of course, with Glock, you have, the 33 round mags, and all the mags are interchangeable. Like on the compact M&P, you can use full-size M&P mags in it, but they only go up to 17 rounds. And I believe that's the biggest M&P mag that you can get. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know they don't go up to 30 round mags. Even SIG, I think, does 20 or 22 round mags with their P320 line. So that's something that I think they should definitely address, and definitely get some extended magazines, and that way, now you have exactly what Glock does as far as that. A lot of people like to say that, oh, all these companies have copied Glock, blah, 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 blah. Glock's been doing it for so long. But you got to think all these companies, too, are more innovative than Glock. So although I like the Glock platform, you got to think Glock hasn't changed a whole lot in, 25, 30 years. I mean, you take a Gen 1, you put it up against a Gen 4, there's some really subtle changes. There's some changes I like, but really, in all, they haven't changed a whole lot. And a lot of these companies are out innovating Glock as far as what they're coming out with. So Smith & Wesson has done an amazing job. I would also like to see them do front slide serrations on all of their guns. I don't think they should just dedicate it strictly to the 45 platform. That's a small thing, but just one of those things. But I would like to see them do a Glock 19 sized M&P. Basically, on the M&P line, you go straight from 17 rounds to 12 rounds in the compact. So you go from pretty big to kind of small. But if they put out a 15 round Glock 19 size of pistol, I know that pistol would replace a lot of these inside the waistbands. I would put money on that. Also, the grip texture with what they've done with the 45 is really, really, really awesome. I really like that a lot. They went from this aggressive, or they went from the kind of traditional old style bumps to this more aggressive grip texture. Hopefully that will be carried on to the new line because that feels really good, and that's very, very awesome change. So the magazines also undercut in the trigger guard. Obviously, they don't want to do exactly what Glock is doing. They're going to do their own thing, and they're going to do it in the Smith & Wesson kind of way, right? But you can tell the undercut in the trigger guard is definitely different between the Glock and the M&P. To get my finger a little higher up would be really nice on the M&P line. And some things I don't want to see change. I do not want to see them change with the sights. I like what they do with the sights. They're metal sights, they're adjustable, and right out of the box, they blow the Glock traditional sights away, hands down. Hopefully they won't change that, but hopefully they'll also make night sight options kind of more available on every single one of their guns right out of the gate. That would be awesome. Breakdown and all that kind of stuff is fine. Slide stops on the M&Ps I'm not a huge fan of. If you could actually release them with the slide stop, that would be a nice change to where it's more refined is what I would like to see in the M&P line. A better refined gun, a smoother gun. The 45 kind of represents a lot of what I'm talking about. This is definitely a smoother gun than some of the other M&Ps that I've used in the line. But I don't want to see anything change with the sights. You know, the guns themselves shoot well, they're lifetime warranty, they're made in the USA, but that's not enough to overtake Glock. You know what I'm saying? They've done some really awesome things to compete with Glock. And when you think about striker fire pistols, you kind of think about Glock and M&P. So what they're doing is working, but a second generation, with what they've already done with the first generation, they could really take off with the second generation if they make the right changes. That's what I would like to see in the platform. Of course, I want to hear what you guys have to say, any changes that you guys would like to see. So let us know down below. Let us know what you think about the M2.0 new Smith & Wesson M&P. We'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, hold them down.